That wasn't the man I looked at. When I looked at him box on the video and I said, yeah, we'll take him, it was two different fighters. He trained his bollocks off for Tommy. But you know what? It's just what
I know it is. A big dinosaur like that, 6'8", knockout power. It's not easy, is it? It's not like he's going up against somebody who can't crack or anything like that. It's a tough fight. And anybody at that weight cracks you, you're going to know about it. So, yeah, it's not an easy...
Renowned boxing figure John Fury unleashed a scathing critique of Eddie Hall, expressing profound disappointment after reviewing his recent sparring footage. Fury unequivocally dismissed Hall's performance, asserting it fell far short of professional boxing standards. In his assessment, Hall still appears to be an amateur navigating a professional setting, a glaring lack of experience that could be brutally exploited by Tommy Fury from the moment the opening bell sounds.
Bigger man, he's a bigger weight. When he settles into this weight, you know, you'll see the damage he'll be doing.
John Fury continues to emphatically reject any growing excitement surrounding Eddie Hall's foray into boxing, firmly stating that genuine ring experience significantly outweighs mere physical size or raw power. He is unwavering in his support for Tommy Fury, anticipating a dominant performance fueled by superior technical boxing intelligence and seasoned ring craft. From Fury's perspective, once the true demands of professional boxing unfold, the stark disparity in skill levels will become painfully and rapidly evident.
50-50, we should get 60-40 because we've beaten you. You're wearing the L plate to Tommy, but we'll give you a 50-50 split. But don't talk like a prick with the numbers. We know what the fight's worth. I'm not a fool. If you want to fight Tommy, 50-50 anywhere in the world.
And he'll take you. Eddie Hall, visibly agitated by the continuous barrage of commentary, retaliated with a frustrated outburst, directly challenging what he perceives as a stream of disrespect and disruptive tactics from the opposing camp. His rejoinder, characterized by raw emotion rather than reasoned analysis, vividly illustrates the intense and volatile atmosphere leading up to this contest. However, in the unforgiving environment of a boxing ring, pure anger is rarely sufficient, and such an emotionally charged strategy could prove perilous when facing a composed and disciplined competitor like Tommy Fury.
He's a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. I mean, geez, look, we've all seen the tantrums he's had. You know, headbutting walls and headbutting people and smashing Perspex glass and holding his bowls and saying he's the king of the world and King Kong bowls and whatever else. And I was just fed up of it, you know, genuinely. And I like the...
Tommy Fury meticulously delineates the chasm between authentic boxing prowess and mere crossover spectacle, steadfastly asserting that actual ring experience and strategic intelligence are the hallmarks distinguishing genuine fighters from those who merely generate buzz on social media. He maintains a firm conviction that opponents like Eddie Hall will simply crumble under the intense pressure of a real boxing match. In Fury's view, once the crucial elements of distance management, precise timing, and unwavering composure take hold, inherent skill invariably transcends physical size or brute strength, thereby decisively shifting the momentum of the fight.
I go in there and expect to box and do the best that I can. And if I do that, I only see it going one way.
Over 100 pounds a weight.
But don't forget, at the end of the day, I know people say, oh, you couldn't knock KSI out. KSI wouldn't stand and fight. KSI was flapping all over the ring like a bird. He wouldn't stand still.
Wade Plemons delves into the technical aspects of the potential bout, highlighting how a precisely timed and cleanly landed shot from Eddie Hall could indeed prove highly dangerous. Yet, he immediately underscores the harsh reality. Against an astute boxer like Tommy Fury, even minor missteps are swiftly and severely penalized. Once the dynamics of distance and timing dictate the engagement, raw power alone rapidly ceases to be a sufficient advantage.
He'd be a lot more dangerous. Step in with the left foot, step with the back foot as well, and then just run that right hand. Was it a feint or did he just not get there? I mean, either way, make your punches look like feint, because he doesn't really try to land the jab. He's just showing it to him so he can get to the right hand. Bring his feet, and that's a lot more dangerous. Even arm punching, though, Eddie can crack.
Sean Jones.
Analyst One's pinpoints Eddie Hall's potent right hand as his primary offensive weapon, but simultaneously reveals its critical flaw. Without proper setups, it becomes predictably telegraphed. He anticipates that Tommy Fury will strategically depend on his superior movement, swiftness, and mastery of ring control to evade peril, setting the stage for a classic confrontation between unrefined power and refined technical boxing. This dynamic creates a high-stakes scenario where a singular, clean error could irrevocably alter the entire course of the fight,
Big jab by Eddie. Throws Johnny back. Nice jab by Johnny. Traded jabs. Now, that was a nice 1-2 there by Eddie. We all know what Eddie's going to do coming into this fight. He's going to be looking for that big right hand, but he's not going to be able to find it if he throws it naked. He needs to hide it behind that jab, and that's if he can catch Tommy Fury, because Tommy is going to be on his bike in this fight, moving right.
Francis Warren adopts a more measured tone, carefully emphasizing that while sparring sessions might appear impressive, they rarely provide an accurate preview of the stark realities encountered on fight night. He acknowledges Eddie Hall's demonstrable confidence and aggression during training, yet points out that these qualities can be misleading when evaluated against authentic boxing conditions. Against a deeply experienced boxer such as Tommy Fury, that experiential disparity emerges as the pivotal determinant. Once the actual fight commences, elements like pressure, timing, and composure far outweigh any superficial gains from controlled sparring.
His ability to go in there and believe that he can go and mix it with these guys. Listen, sparring at the end of the day, but I know for a fact that both guys.
Simon Jordan offers a starkly candid assessment, openly treating the impending matchup primarily as an entertainment event, yet without dismissing the inherent dangers involved. He admits to the undeniable appeal of the spectacle, but makes it unequivocally clear that he would never personally wish to step into the ring. This declaration alone powerfully underscores the profound reality confronting Eddie Hall against Tommy Fury. Once the gloves are on and the bell signals the start, it transcends being a mere show and transforms into a legitimate contest where accumulated experience, honed skill, and unwavering composure possess the power to alter everything in mere seconds.
Determine it, won't it? If it's a good, fun event and you take it for what it is. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. You know, I wouldn't want to be across the ring from this fella. But notwithstanding it, I'm quite happy for Tommy Fury to get a punch in the face.
Derek Chisora provides a bracingly honest perspective, explaining with blunt clarity that sparring outcomes hold virtually no significance when compared to the unforgiving environment of a live fight. He essentially conveys that knockout blows landed in training simply do not translate under the immense weight of real competitive pressure. This serves as a potent caution for Eddie Hall, as every dynamic shifts dramatically once he steps into a genuine bout. Against a technically proficient boxer like Tommy Fury, the raw power displayed in sparring will be irrelevant. What truly matters is composure, precise timing, and the fundamental instinct for survival when actual punches begin to connect, a point where most crossover fighters quickly find themselves exposed.
Learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out. So when people come out and say, oh, I've knocked out in sparring, I stopped doing sparring.
Duke McKenzie thoroughly deconstructs the inherent nature of sparring, clarifying that sparring partners frequently operate under specific instructions and within controlled environments. This vital distinction means that performances which appear striking during training can often be misleading. For Eddie Hall, this presents a significant challenge, as his confidence largely stems from these controlled settings rather than the full-pressure crucible of real competition. Against a sharp and unforgiving boxer like Tommy Fury, there are no predefined instructions or safety protocols, only authentic punches, precise timing, and undeniable consequences from the very first bell.
For a reason. When you bring in a sparring partner, they're under orders. And if they're under orders in this particular fight, then these sparring partners have been told, under no uncertain terms, to go easy. Go through the motions. Don't try and put it on him.
Eddie Hearn highlights the paramount importance of thorough preparation, elucidating that consistent, top-tier sparring and dedicated training camps are the true catalysts for a fighter's improvement. He firmly stresses that genuine development stems from rigorous, quality work within the gym rather than relying solely on raw physical strength. In the context of the Eddie Hall versus Tommy Fury bout, this disparity becomes critically important. Fury has immersed himself in that demanding environment for years, whereas Hall is still in the process of adapting. In boxing, the accumulated experience built over time frequently decides fights long before they even commence.
You know, it's the first time where we consistently had 7 or 8 guys in camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also the quality of sparring. And of course, Fury would be outstanding work.
Wade Plemons delivers a stark technical breakdown, suggesting that the fight can only become genuinely competitive if Eddie Hall manages to swiftly close the distance early on and successfully impose an uncomfortable physical presence. However, he also exposes a clear vulnerability. Hall is not a natural boxer, relying heavily on sheer power rather than fundamental boxing techniques. against an agile and experienced fighter like Tommy Fury, this becomes a severe detriment. Even referencing previous crossover bouts illustrates how refined skill frequently surpasses brute size. In an authentic boxing scenario, superior control, precise timing, and fluid movement typically dictate the outcome well before raw power can even fully assert itself.
Reset. Boxing. I know he's going to take it seriously. Now, I expect Tommy to pretty much do what he wants with him if he can get, Eddie to relax a little bit after the first, second, and maybe third round. Because as big as Eddie is and as athletic as he is, he can't box very much. He's not a great boxer. He swings for the bleachers. He's got great power, obviously, and he's a good athlete. Like, he's a really good quick-twitch athlete. But even in the Hafthor Bjornsson fight, I can't even believe we're referencing this in terms of a Tommy Fury fight, but even in that fight, I know Eddie had like one arm because he had a shoulder messed up, but Thor outboxed him and stuck a left hand on him. He was the southpaw. It was tricky, but hey, listen, and Tommy is not like a high-level operator, but he better be high-level enough.
Vid O'Reilly keeps...
While acknowledging Eddie Hall's imposing physical presence and inherent danger, the speaker maintains a realistic outlook, ultimately backing Tommy Fury to prevail on the strength of his fundamental boxing skills. The primary contrast highlighted is size versus skill, implicitly suggesting that accumulated boxing experience generally triumphs over raw strength, despite Hall's unpredictability due to his power. The notable absence of technical depth in Hall's game remains a significant concern, and in a fight of this nature, a single technically flawless performance from Fury could dictate the entire rhythm, transforming it from a chaotic brawl into a calculated, sustained domination.
I mean, Eddie, when I sparred Eddie, he was 140 kg. I don't know how much he's gonna have to be for Tommy, but Tommy should win, innit? Like, he should win. But Eddie Hall, who knows? Who knows? It makes sense for Tommy, innit?
Frank Warren strategically frames the upcoming bout as a major commercial venture, underscoring the considerable attention and financial incentives it generates. Yet, beneath the layers of promotional rhetoric, there's a distinct message of competitive confidence and an expectation of victory for his fighter. For Eddie Hall, this represents a significant step into the realm of elite-level boxing exposure, an arena where miscalculations are instantly and severely penalized. Against Tommy Fury, the stakes transcend mere financial gain or media hype, encompassing his very credibility within the boxing ring. At this elevated tier, a single immaculate performance can redefine entire careers, while a poor showing can irrevocably silence the conversation.
It's grabbed everybody's attention for various reasons, and they're getting, Tommy's getting life-changing money, and how can you, I can't knock that. You're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be, and my job is, if I see a fight that I feel he can win and I put him into it, then I'll do that, and it gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think obviously this is a high-profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it, so it ticks all the boxes.
Dave Allen concisely articulates what many fans are privately thinking about this matchup. It is primarily a spectacle, and only secondarily a legitimate boxing contest. He openly expresses admiration for both Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall as public figures, yet he simultaneously raises questions regarding the sporting integrity of the fight itself. His central argument is straightforward. Crossover bouts undeniably provide entertainment, but they also blur the critical distinction between authentic boxing and show business. For Hall, this implies stepping into a world where entertainment value offers no protection once the bell rings. For Fury, it represents an opportunity to prove that genuine boxing skills ultimately prevail when the initial hype dissipates and reality sets in.
Of course I'll watch it. I like Tommy Fury a lot. I'm a Tommy Fury fan. Eddie Hall, I'm an Eddie Hall fan. I like the world's strongest man. A lot of respect for him. So of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it as a spectacle, in it. It's part of the new bit of circusry that's come into boxing. All these exhibitions, different people from different sports coming in. But for all intents and purposes, as a boxing match, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't like it too much, but I'll watch it because it's like it's interesting in lots of ways, and I think people find it.
Tom Aspinall offers a balanced analysis, acknowledging that both fighters bring distinct strengths into the ring. He accepts Eddie Hall's serious knockout power and inherent unpredictability, but still leans towards Tommy Fury due to his lifelong immersion in boxing. The core contrast lies between control and chaos. Hall possesses the ability to instantly alter the fight with one powerful strike, yet Fury commands the structured approach necessary to win systematically, round by round. This dynamic creates a perilous scenario where a single error could abruptly end the contest, but over the long run, deeply ingrained boxing expertise typically finds a way to assert its dominance.
Tommy is obviously a boxer. Eddie can fight as well, though, to be fair. So, yeah.
You've trained with both of them, though.
What's
the skills? What's the breakdown for this one?
Tommy's been boxing all his life, so you would think that the edge should go to Tommy, but Eddie can actually genuinely fight. So
Dave Allen once again offers a pragmatic, almost cynical perspective on the matchup, emphasizing its commercial underpinnings and questioning the true sporting seriousness driving it. He perceives it more as an entertainment-driven event than a pure boxing competition, despite its undeniable draw for fans. For Eddie Hall, this reinforces the notion that much of the surrounding hype is built upon theatrical spectacle rather than proven boxing aptitude. Against a thoroughly trained fighter like Tommy Fury, that fundamental difference becomes critically important once genuine exchanges commence, where experience, precise timing, and unwavering composure hold far greater weight than mere promotion or personal backstory.
World's Strongest Man, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. He's fighting Tommy Fury. I thought they were mates. They probably are mates. They're probably making a fucking fortune as well.
Wade Plemons delves deep into technical strategy, meticulously detailing the precise approach a fighter like Eddie Hall would need to employ, working behind a jab, expertly controlling distance, and carefully setting up powerful shots. This comprehensive breakdown underscores a fundamental truth. Without structured technique, raw strength becomes inherently predictable. Against an agile and mobile boxer like Tommy Fury, simple errors in timing or positioning can be punished instantly. The analysis ultimately demonstrates that this bout is not merely about power or size, but critically about whether Hall can effectively impose a boxing game plan under pressure, a distinction that fundamentally separates amateurs from seasoned professionals at this level.
Oh, a new journey. Yeah, I'm starting my own sort of YouTube boxing channel now, the Duke Box, because I just think, you know, people deserve the truth, and I believe that if you don't try to gaslight people, and you just...
Eddie Hall speaks with palpable frustration, clearly articulating his feelings of being hindered and disrespected throughout the build-up to the fight. His message is overtly emotional, declaring his weariness of mere talk and his fervent desire for action inside the ring. However, in the realm of boxing, raw emotion alone does not translate into success. Against a highly trained fighter such as Tommy Fury, that frustration could ironically become a vulnerability if it leads to impetuous attacks or ill-advised decisions. Fury's camp often thrives in scenarios where opponents lose their discipline. If Hall cannot maintain his composure, he risks walking directly into strategically set traps early in the bout. This is precisely where experience becomes paramount, because in a real fight, frustration yields no points. Precise timing and controlled execution do.
And then I was just so fed up. I was trying to get in nowhere with these guys. I'm like, look, you talk the talk. You fucking walk around headbutting and smacking people and punching windows and whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do something? And then
Tommy Fury consciously frames the situation as an extension of a personal family rivalry rather than solely a sporting feud, thereby subtly distancing himself from the immediate emotional tension and suggesting the underlying conflict originated outside the boxing arena. This mindset reveals his composed approach to the fight, prioritizing structured execution over theatrical drama. Meanwhile, for Eddie Hall, this adds another layer of psychological pressure. He is not merely facing a boxer, but stepping into the established domain of a prominent boxing family. This fundamental difference in experience and mental approach will become significant once the fight commences. In the ring, emotional narratives hold no sway. Only precise execution matters. If Fury maintains his calm and adheres to fundamental techniques, while Hall fights driven by raw emotion, the disparity in technical control could become strikingly evident very quickly.